Hey everybody, my name is Alexandra Robles and this is my final video for EDTC 527. These are my thoughts on my unit plan and my big takeaway for this class. After this video I will be very proud that I'd be done with this class. Not saying that it was a horrible class, I learned so much from this class, to be quite honest. Didn't know there was that many technology-based things and different intelligences in every student that we have or that will be in our classrooms in the future. For my unit plan, I decided to concentrate on 5th grade history, specifically the American Revolution. I was able to touch on every multiple intelligence in different ways. My unit plan is a lot of group work, so interpersonal is a big thing for my students. Naturalists will love it because there's lots of categories that you have to deal with to specify the First Continental Congress, the Second Continental Congress, political aspects, economic aspects. So that'd be a really nice thing. I also was able to do it kinesthetically and musically because they are at one point recording a video and recording themselves as they would be back in the American Revolution to give other students in the classroom, so they're able to record themselves, so that works for those people as well, those multiple intelligences. So that's a nice little aspect that I was able to put in there as well. My unit plan was a big eye-opener. I challenged myself a lot as well. I've never done anything pretty much above 3rd grade, so 5th grade was a really big jump for me. I did have a lot of help from my friend who is a 5th grade teacher. She was able to help me and be like, oh no, that's too long for them, or that really won't gain their attention, stuff like that. So it was really nice to get feedback. I also asked teachers at my school that I currently work at and see if oh, do you think the students would be interested in this? And I always had to think, okay, yes, this topic would be interesting for certain kids, but what about the kids who are not visual learners? They won't want to do an art project or anything like that. So it was really hard to think about different things. And when I would ask my other friend about it, who's also in the program, she'd be like, multiple intelligences, I don't get it. And so I would have to break it down for her, and then I would have to show her a show or be like, oh, the Bachelorette, we can use the Bachelorette, and those people who are in the Bachelorette, they're all different multiple intelligences. So then she would be able to get it, and like the professor said, Game of Thrones did that totally during Game of Thrones, and I was like, oh, so that person's, oh right, I understand why Cersei is that way, type of thing. So it's kind of cool that now I'm able to be more aware of it as well. So back to the unit plan. So my unit plan correlates with all the multiple intelligence because there is a little bit of something for everything. Like I said, it's a well-rounded unit. It's not just concentrated on just one specific thing about the American Revolution. It's concentrated on 4 different things about the American Revolution. So it focuses on the First and Second Continental Congress. It focuses in on, hold on, sorry, looking at my notes. So the students are pretty much going to explain the causes of the American Revolution. So students will understand how political and economic and religious ideas, interests brought about the revolution. So for instance, how Great Britain tried to influence the 13 colonies and try to tax them for all the things that they were doing and stuff like that. Students will know the significance of the First and Continental Congress and the Committee of Correspondence. That's a really big thing for them to know, so they understand why the 13 colonies did what they did to separate themselves from Great Britain. Another learning aspect of goal, students will understand the people and events associated with the drafting and signing of the Declaration of Independence. A lot of students don't know that there was more than those 5 or 6 famous people they know, like Thomas Jefferson and all those people. They don't really understand that there's more people to it. So in one of my lessons, I did a visual and it was more acceptable, how would you say, it was more applicable to visual learners and naturalists because they're putting in categories and it's going to be visual. They have to go research stuff online and find stuff, put it in categories, and then it turns into this game where students will put out the information and they have to find out who's who. So it's like a game for everybody. So that was the one that I was really excited for. And the last goal for this lesson, students will describe the views and lives and impact the key individuals during the period. So students are going to have to find out what they like and what they don't like and how they felt back in those days, I guess you could say. My big takeaway from this class: don't think that everybody thinks the same way. I think that was a really big eye-opener for me. Having to hit all of these multiple intelligences in my unit plan was pretty crazy. I had to keep going back and reminding myself what each one liked to do and stuff like that. So it was pretty interesting to figure that out. And I was able to use it inside my classroom as well. I'm an aide inside a classroom. And I started diagnosing all the students inside the classroom, so which is pretty funny because I was like, well, maybe we should do this for so-and-so instead, and it came out to be working because that student liked to categorize and do stuff in that way. And maybe we should do this for Bill because Bill needs to visually see what's going on because he doesn't really speak English, so maybe do cards to like, you know, try to like, oh, this is what this symbol means and the word for it type of thing. So it brought out a lot into me, and I was able to share with the teachers some different things. So I think that was my big takeaway. Don't specify just one way to do everything. Everybody has to have multiple ways to do everything. So that was my big takeaway from the class. Think more out of the box than in the box and towards one person. So thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video and my decorations of my house. Good luck to everybody on their journey. Thanks.